3D nails. I feel like this has been one of the biggest nail art trends over the past year, maybe 2 years now. So I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to get 3D nails right at home. And I will be using gel nail polish for all of these examples. So we're just going to get right into it. For the first example, you're just going to apply your gel polish like you normally would. So start with your base coat, apply your gel color, and then finish by applying your top coat and curing your nails. And that brings us to the first method. I'm going to be using the Daily Charm Stay Put No Wipe Gel. And I will say this one is a little bit pricier, but compared to others that I've used, I really love this one. Mainly because it has that really fine tip, so it makes it so easy to draw designs on your nails. And it's not too thick, so you want it to be thick so that it gives you that 3D look. But some of the ones that I've tried, they're so thick to where you can't move them around, if that makes sense. So basically, what you're going to do is take the bottle and just squeeze and start drawing your design. It's really easy to work with. I'm making kind of random blobs here. And like I mentioned, the consistency of this gel isn't too stiff, so you can go back in and kind of fix the shapes or lines that you're drawing. And that's what I end up doing. So I'm going to take a small brush and just kind of go over some of the areas where I want it to be a little longer, or rounding out corners a little bit, just things like that. And then once you're happy with it, you're going to cure your nail. And that is it. Because this gel has a no wipe finish, you don't have to worry about applying a top coat or anything. Once you cure your nail, you're done. And I did end up adding another blob just because. But I will say, if you're a beginner or you're just now trying out 3D nail art, this is the best way to start. Just do a solid background, draw a design, cure it, and then you're done. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced or you're just ready to move on to that next step, then instead of that solid background, you're going to start with a design of your choice. So here I'm starting off with an aura ombre background. You could do a French tip, you could do really any design you want as your base, and then you're going to cure it like normal and then apply your top coat. So we are still using the same method here. It's just going to look more intricate because you already have that background design. After curing that top coat, I'm going to grab the Stay Put gel again, and this time I'm making dots, and I really wanted to make sure they didn't move. So this gel will be wet until you go to cure it. So instead of waiting until I did the entire design, I'm going to just do 2 dots and then go ahead and cure my nails. So this will vary based on what gel you're using because, like I said, some are going to be more stiff so they won't move at all. Some are more runny so you may have to cure as you go. You really just have to kind of play around with it to see what works best for you. But for me, if you're not sure, just go ahead and cure it and then keep drawing your design. Here's how that look turned out. Isn't that so fun? I think this is so cute. You could do so much with it. If you want to use this method to do 3D chrome nail art, then here's how. The main difference here, instead of using a glossy top coat, you're going to start by applying a matte top coat and curing your nail. And then you're going to grab the Stay Put gel again and go ahead and draw your design. I went with squiggly, wavy line in the top corner of my nail. And once you're done drawing your design, you can go over any areas or fix anything that you need to with a small brush, and then go ahead and cure your nails. So usually when I'm going to use chrome, I am really careful with not over curing my nail, but with this, because it's so thick, it's hard to accidentally over cure it. At least I haven't run into any issues with that. So after curing, I'm going to rub on the chrome powder, and I'm using a silicone tool and gold chrome to do this. You can also use an eyeshadow applicator. I'll have everything I'm using linked down below for you guys, but I'm just going to take it, rub it on, make sure you get the sides too since it is raised off of the nail. And this is always so satisfying. I love doing this. I love chrome designs. I really do. So I'm just going to buff that on, and then I do like to take an eyeshadow applicator and just get rid of some of the extra pigment from my nail just to make it easier for the next step. This is optional, but I do feel like it makes my chrome look better. After that, you need to seal in the chrome. So I'm taking a brush and gel top coat, and I'm just going over that chrome area, trying my best to stay only on the chrome. If you get a little bit on your nail, it'll be okay, but I am trying to be as careful as I can. And then once I've covered that entire chrome area, I'm going to cure my nails underneath my lamp. And as you can see, it leaves you with a 3D chrome design. Method number 2, again, you're going to start off with your gel polish color of choice, and then you're going to grab a matte top coat, apply that, and cure your nails. This technique is another fun one. This is best if you're looking for something more subtle and monochromatic, but you still want that 3D effect. So what you're going to do, you're going to be taking that same base color that you used, and you're going to apply it to some kind of surface. I like to use a piece of plastic. You can also use one of those little nail polish paint palettes. And then I'm going to take some clear acrylic powder. This one is from VBD, and this is technically optional right here, but I'm going to be mixing a little bit of the clear powder with the gel polish. And that's why I said it's optional, so you can just use the gel polish as it is, especially if it already has a thicker consistency. But what this is going to do is make it even thicker, and I like to work with that better because then I don't have to worry about it moving around, and it just gives me more time to create my design. So you can make it however thin or thick you'd want. And also, the thicker it is, the more of that 3D effect you're going to get. So once I have my gel mixed together, I'm going to use a brush and then start drawing my design right onto my nail. I'm just doing some kind of curved lines in each corner. You can really draw whatever here. I'll show you guys some examples of what I've done with this technique. And some of you probably already know this, but this is the same technique that you use when you're doing sweater nails. But like I said, you don't have to limit it to that design. You can do so many things with this. And you do want to take your time because whatever your lines or shapes or whatever you draw on your nail look like, that's what the final look is going to be. So I take my time, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to take some more clear acrylic powder and sprinkle that on my nail. I say sprinkle, but I'm definitely just kind of dumping it on my nail because you want to make sure the entire design is completely covered. So I'll pour a whole pile. I always make sure I'm using a paper towel or a piece of paper underneath so that I can just scoop it back into the container, because I've had this container at least 5 years, probably longer. I'm pretty sure this whole brand rebranded during the time I've had this jar, so it will last you if you get it just for this technique. But anyways, as soon as you're done pouring that powder on, you're going to cure your nails under your lamp, and this is going to make everything stick to that design. And then after, and only after you're done curing, you can take a brush and just wipe away all of that excess powder. And then after I do that, sometimes I'll also take an empty makeup sponge and just wipe off my nail even more. And that is it. This is literally, I don't know if you guys remember, but back in arts and crafts days when you would take glue, liquid glue, and put it on paper and then sprinkle glitter or something on it and then wipe it off. This is that, just on your nail. And here are just a few ways I've used this method in the past, just to give you guys some ideas, some inspo. Moving on to the next method, I feel like this one can be overlooked, even though this is the easiest way to give your nail art a 3D look, and that's adding gems, charms, pearls, really just sticking stuff on your nails. So there are a few ways to do this. The first method is to just use the top coat. So here I'm applying the gel top coat, and before curing, I'm going to add the gems. Now, if you are someone who is rough on their nails, if you just do a lot with your hands, I would not do this method because it's not going to hold the gems as well as other ways of attaching them. But if you're more gentle or you just want a quicker method, this could be a good one. I will say too, a downside, the gems will move around while you're doing this. So that can, I guess that could kind of be good if you want to move and place things as you go, but it can be annoying having things wiggle around when you're placing them. So pros and cons, but this is a way to do it. You can always try it out and see if you like it. And then once you're happy with where things are, you can go ahead and cure your nails underneath your lamp. So that's one method. If you want more hold, you can use a jewelry gel, which brings me back to the Stay Put. I love a product that's multi-use. I'm not working with them or anything, but you really can do a lot with this product. I know McCart also has a rhinestone glue that I've heard good things about. So either one, you can place it where you want the gems to be, and then you're going to place your gem, and then you're going to cure your nails. So that's kind of that method. It gives you a stronger hold. You could also use a nail glue if you're using regular nail polish, or if you're using gel, you can just use a regular nail glue. With that one, you would just wait for it to dry completely. I was just really doing random designs throughout this video for each method, but they were turning out cute. Like, I love this, the caviar beads around the pink gems. I feel like that could be a cute nail look. Once you're at this point, there is one more optional step, and you know who you are, but if you're somebody who needs an extra layer of protection, or you're just rough on your nails in general, then I would apply a top coat over your gems to really seal everything in. Now, I personally don't like to do this just because it will dull your gems a little bit, and I just like to have them as shiny as possible. So again, it is optional. I will leave that up to you guys, but that is the final method. There are so many other ways to get 3D nails, but these are just go-to 3 easy options if you're new to it. I hope this helped you guys out, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!